Anyway. So, now getting rid of that curl. So, your job. You know, it's funny. A lot of people say don't bring your work home as far as the stress, and it's funny because a lot of times you're not taking your stress home. You're taking your home to work, the stress from home. And honestly, I see that more than people coming home. People say, "Don't take your stress to work," and blah 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 blah. And or don't take your stress to home and blah blah blah. Yeah, but usually like, I see it back and forth, and it's funny. But not funny, ha ha ha. No, sometimes it's funny, ha ha. But man, when you get life going and it's stressful, and you hear people say stupid stuff. You hear people talk to you like this is normal, like you're not supposed to like your job. If you don't like what you do for a living, then you don't like living. Is that really the way it's supposed to be? No. What a ridiculous, stupid thing for anyone to ever say, for anyone to ever tell you. You don't have to listen to that crap. That's ridiculous. It's stupid as bullshit. When people say it's work and you're not supposed to like work, it's like, okay, actually, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, okay, and it's true, you're not supposed to like work. You're supposed to love work. Okay, and I've always loved my jobs, and I've always had high-paying jobs. I love to go out there drill for oil. I love to go out there and do chemical injection in oil wells. I love to handle hazardous materials. I love safety management and getting involved in these things. I love doing things that are active and bringing on a lot of responsibility. I like that, because I'm supposed to. And I don't like it because I'm supposed to like it. I went off and did that. When people told me I couldn't do it, I didn't listen to them. I had everyone tell me I couldn't do it. I had people the closest to me, laugh at me. I had that job in 2 weeks. I went off and was a nobody, doing crappy jobs, warehousing jobs, things like that. Went out there and just threw my resume out there on the internet and got my dream job and got paid more than anyone else, any of my friends who told me I couldn't do it. Afterwards, they felt pretty stupid. And then you can go off and come up with excuses. There's always excuses. I mean, especially if you have a family. If you have a family, then you don't have reasons, but you have excuses. I have a responsibility. I got to take care of them. I can't take a gamble in life. Blah blah blah. But really, it's just you're lazy and you're not going to do it. And that's the truth. You don't want to take on any risk because you're a sissy. You're not going to go look for a better job because you're a sissy. You could still go off and look for a better, higher paying job, or get a job on the side while you're doing what you're doing. The best thing is go off and find a better paying job while you're doing what you're doing, and then give your 2 weeks notice. Nothing's holding you from doing that, except for you and yourself. So when people go off and say, you can't take that risk and blah blah blah, just admit it. You're scared, you don't want to stand up, you don't want to be a man, and you don't want to go for it. Shake it off and go make something of yourself, damn it. Get rid of the mediocre life. The only time is when it stops is when you stop trying. You see, I know people who are stuck in rut in freaking middle of these nowhere hick states and still make it anyway. And they go through crap, but sooner or later they break out and they make something of themselves and they become very wealthy because they put something into action. Stupid excuses. Always hear stupid excuses. You go off and you do a job and you work something, you got a great skill, and you keep doing it for someone else instead of going into business for yourself. When you know you have contacts, you know you can do something for yourself. I knew a guy, chiropractor. He was older. He was in his late 50s, I believe. Decided that he was going to start learning stock commodity trades. Everyone's telling him he can't do it. First year, he lost money. Second year, he lost a little money. Third year, broke even. Fourth year, made money. Fifth year, made a whole lot of money. Sixth year, he made more money on the sixth year than he made in his whole career as a doctor. 7th year, did it again. Don't give me, oh, and he has a full family. And don't give me these excuses. Don't give excuses as far as, why you can't do it. Because the first thing you need is knowledge and understanding. And you don't need that much money to invest. You're going to lose the first couple times, but that's never an excuse. You always have to invest money before you make money. This guy was seeked out by Fortune 500 companies who wanted them to handle their funds. Because he was that good. He didn't use his age as an excuse to say, oh, I'm old now. And he learned all that stuff for free off the internet and watching online courses. On YouTube, he never, ever paid for one of them. You can do whatever you want to do if you choose to. Sometimes it takes some more effort. I see these people and they become sloths. I was living in Michigan once. I was there to film a movie. I got a roommate who was a guy who knew the head of the film I was going to film with them. The guy's name, I can't remember his name, but he was a piece of crap. He stayed around the whole house every day complaining about why he can't do this and why he can't do that. Got to the point where I was there, I saw 2 jobs fall on his lap and him not showing up to work on either day because he was boring, he was lazy, and he chose not to do anything. There's no difference between that and sticking with a lame job, coming up with excuses, not trying to come up with something better for you and your family. You can do it. You can do it. And that's the thing, is just putting it into action and actually doing something about it. You see people going off saying the same thing I'm doing. They're becoming millionaires, saying common sense BS, like the common sense I'm saying right now. But the thing is, people go out and they'll spend hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of dollars from freaking John Woo saying, I had nothing, I didn't have this, I didn't have that, now I'm a billionaire, and you could be a billionaire too. And you go off and you see their courses, and it's thing after thing after thing, and the only thing every single course says that everyone spends money for is physically put something into action and start putting things and actually putting things into action. That's it. With every single course, every single self-help book, every single BS piece of crap out there that you're paying money for is just saying, actually think about it, process it, and start doing it, putting it into action. You don't even need money to learn to another field in order to start doing processing and processing the information, and start actually physically doing things. Learn to buy things off of Craigslist for $5 and flip it for $60. You can do this stuff. The knowledge is out there if you want to do it. I know. I got my criminal record dismissed a month ago. I didn't even have to go off and get a lawyer. Wow, how did I do that? How did I learn to do that? You know what it took? After calling a few lawyers and all them wanting to charge me about $1,200 to $2,000, it took me going on the internet, doing it myself, and everyone saying, you can't do that, you need a lawyer. Guess what? I never even showed up in the courthouse. I did it through mail. Hey, how much did it cost me? It cost me 40, I think, whatever 2 stamps cost. Sending a letter there, and then sending the letter back. That's it. I'm able to fix credit right now because I learned it, I studied it, and I chose how to learn to actually repair credit. These things took action. You want to do something, you want to make something of yourself, you want to gain some type of knowledge, you want to get into another field, another industry, learn about it, do it. Those people, if you get in there good with those people and actually physically call people, don't just put it on the internet. If you want to go out there, call people, say, I want to get in this field, how do I do it? Sometimes you'll get people who will talk to you on the phone, like your personality, start asking you what you know about it. They hear about your knowledge and they say, wow, this guy's a truck driver, yet he knows all this stuff about this field? Let's bring this guy in here. Maybe there's something here. Bring you in and say, this guy's really, really good. This guy has a lot of knowledge. Let's bring him on for training for 30 days and start him off at so-and-so money, which is more money than you're making pushing loads around. Anything like that. Stop coming up with excuses. It's that simple. I hear it every day from men that are old and grumpy and they've gone through midlife crises. Crises? I don't know if that's a word. They've all gone through a midlife crisis as if it's together. I don't know. And then they come out of it saying, it's all over for me. Don't be one of them. Go ahead, leave them behind and say, fine, you're all failures. I'm going to reach up to the top. There was a woman at a church once. Excuse me. She was just over 100 years old. And she had an amazing speech. You know what she said? She said that if she knew she was going to live so old and still be able to move around the way she still could, that when she was in her 70s, and on her, I think she said specifically on her 80th birthday, she would have done so many things differently. A lot of you just given up and you're failed and you're like, oh, my life's almost over anyway, so you do nothing. Don't allow that to take over. Create goals. Create the more passion you get to reach somewhere far and to accomplish it, the longer you'll live, the greater life you'll live, the more fulfilled you'll feel in life, and the happier you'll become. This will increase everything in your life. And this is just common sense stuff. I don't have to come... I do, actually. I do have to go off and say this common sense stuff to keep you from spending tons of money on some course that's going to give you 60 hours of telling you basically what I'm just saying right now. Is this everything summed up? Find something, do it, learn to accomplish, put things into action. It's very difficult when you're about to lose everything. It's very difficult when you have lost everything and you have to start from the bottom up. But the thing is if you want to reach up into places where you don't think you're qualified for, you won't be qualified for there. I'm not going to say you're not qualified if you change your mindset. No. You're not qualified if you never pursue it. You could feel you're not qualified, pursue it anyway. Don't you ever go to work and look at your boss and say, this person does not belong being my boss. This person does not belong here. This person shouldn't be making the money that they're making. You're smarter than they are. Why don't you have a job not at theirs, but above theirs? Why not? A lot of people go off and they do these mediocre jobs, but they're not sending their ideas to the upper management. Put things into action. Show people you're not a damn fool and you're not an idiot. You deserve better. Pursue that better life. Thank you.